Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekha Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar, and on down to rule well. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, so I just want to do a short and transit lesson. How alone the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai allows it to go. Alright, and I'm going to name the video, the blessing of the sword is for E, or the sword is for E, not for you, Jake. Alright, you know, Lord Will's brothers can see on the screen, I have this still shot of this documentary that was put up on YouTube, and it says, why African Americans, which are really the tribe of Judah from the nation of Israel, alright, there's no such thing as an African American or black, nobody on the planet is black, are taking up arms. Right, so basically the documentary is about how blacks are beginning to basically start in the pack heat war, buy guns and things like that, due to their fears of basically like they're being targeted. Alright, which we are a target. We've been the target ever since we've been in this country. Alright, because this country is a curse unto us. We was put here as a punishment. Alright. And all of our enemies, which our top enemy is Esau, is targeting us. So we've been a target in this country, but now Jake is starting to wake up and kind of realize that the so-called white man is not on our side. He's against us, full force against us. And now Jake feels like, with these cops and all of that, now Jake feels like, you know, we should start buying guns and things like that, which is all because we're supposed to, our protection, we're supposed to depend on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Alright, the gods of the King James Bible. Alright, that's what we're supposed to depend on to take our enemy out. Alright, and put us over our enemy. And we're not going to take Esau down. Esau's gun is better than your guns. Alright, in that Purge movie, it showed you, not the Forever Purge, I forget the one when they was in the black neighborhood in the hood or whatever. And they had that black militia group. They had guns, all type of guns and things like that. You know, for a second there, they were kicking Esau's ass, but then it's a scene where they all hopped out the car or whatever, and then Esau sent the drone in, because Esau's gun is better than your gun. This is his blessing. His blessing is his weaponry, his technology, this weaponry, this technology, and all of that. All right, that's his blessing. Fighter jets, drones, tanks, which you Jakes don't have. You might have an assault rifle and an AK or whatever, but that's not enough. That ain't enough to take down Esau, man. Because his gun is better than your gun. Alright, he actually has a military. You niggas don't have a military, a global military that he can go and invade countries and take down countries. Alright, you Jakes don't have that. You don't have that. What's it like this? You Jakes out there don't have that, man. Never have it, never will have it. Alright? So again, it says why African Americans are taking up arms. Alright? And you Jakes are going to get mowed down. The Lord said, let's go to the scriptures. You Jakes are going to get hurt, man. All you did, this is the Lord Yahweh Shai right here speaking. This is St. Matthew chapter 26, verse, it's like it. Now I'll start at verse 51. St. Matthew chapter 26, verse 51. And Yahweh Shai, and behold, one of them, which was Peter, which were with Yahweh Shai, stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. Alright, which again was Peter. And then said Yahweh Shai unto him, put away thy sword, put again thy sword in its place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Right? So if you trust in the sword, alright, you're going to perish by the sword. It's saying in the world, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. Alright? And that's what's going to happen to you Jakes that are putting your trust and hope and faith in the sword. You're going to get mowed down. You're going to get hurt in the worst way. Taken off the planet, man, in these times that are to come. The devil, like Revelation 12 and 12, the devil should come down upon you having great wrath, because he knows they are but a short time. Esau is going out with a bang with his blessing, man. He's going to pull out all the artillery with his blessing, man. He's going to pull out everything he got. every weaponry and thing. And this devil, man, he's got weapons that he's had in the 70s and stuff like that. So imagine they could like when he went like the elders always speak about this, that history of what went down in Panama when they went in to arrest Noriega. You look up that history. They had trucks that I guess they gave away sound waves or whatever, or frequencies that shut down people's, people just started bugging out, and that was like in the 70s. So imagine what he got now. His technology is far more advanced now. He ain't even using that. Well, he bring that out and F people up. And again, he got drones. He don't have to come out of his house. He don't got to send the military. He got Terminator bots. He got dogs, robotic dogs with assault rifles attached to their back. Robot dogs with grenade launchers attached to the back. He ain't got to waste his time sending people out there to fight you. He just send a robot or a drone in to kill you, take you out. Why? Because this is his blessing. And if you jakes are trusting in that, like the Lord Yahweh shall say, you're going to perish by it. You're going to perish by the sword. You're trying to use this against Esau, you're going to perish. All right? Again, our trust and hope and faith is supposed to be in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, the gods of the King James Bible, not Esau's cardinal blessing. And that's what all it is. It's a cardinal blessing, man. All right? The scripture say what? To be carnally minded is death. We're going to get that too. This is Genesis chapter 27. Let's skip down. Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. Verse 39, it's like it. And Isaac said, and this is the blessings that our forefather Isaac gave out to our forefather Jacob and Esau. This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 39. We're reading about Esau's blessing right now. To a new listener out there. To a new listener. Alright. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And how did he get all that? By the sword, verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right, so the Lord said, it's like Isaac said, the blessing that he gave to Esau was the sword. He said, by the sword shalt thou live. When you read the history of Alexander the Great, he which was the first great Edomite empire. All right, they said that he won many wars and conquered. Well, let's go ahead and read it real quick. So how did he do it? He did it by the sword. That's how Esau was. That's the blessing that the Most High gave to Esau to take over the world, to take over the whole world. The blessing of the sword. This is First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 1. And it happened that Alexander the son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius the king of the Persians and the Medes, and that he had reigned over his stead, the first in Greece, right, the first great Edomite empire, all right. Verse 2, and made many wars and won many strongholds. All right, he went to war with people. With his blessing, which is the sword, he conquered the people. Really by the Most High's help. The Most High really helped that devil. Because there's accounts that are written in history that said Alexander the Great, the so-called great or whatever, said that that there were giant shields and the silver shields in the sky that were helping them defeat his enemies. I forget where I think it was Susanna. I forgot where he said where that went down at. But he gave accounts that said there were giant silver. You can look it up on YouTube too. There were giant silver shields in the sky that was helping them fight against his enemies. All right. Basically, to sum it up. So the Most High was helping this devil, man. Just like he's helping this devil now. He gave him the blessing, which is the sword, to conquer the world, to fulfill prophecy. But he's getting ready to go down. All right. And he won many wars, and he shot. It's like it made many wars and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth. Verse 3, and went through the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations. Why? Because of his military might. That's why he was able to do it. And so much that the whole earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. Right. So, and he got it by way of what? He went to war with people, and with the blessing that was gave to him, which is the sword, and with the basically the Most High's help. All right, he conquered the whole known world by making wars with people, and that's how Esau, by way of the blessing of the sword, that's how Esau conquered the whole known world today as well. All right, why is America on top? Because of his military might. Why is Russia on top? Because one of the nations that are on top because of their military might. Why are them different NATO and EU nations on top? Some of them anyway, the stronger ones. All right, because of their military might. Or this whole beast system, which America's a part of that. Why is on top? Because of his military might, which is the blessing, which is the sword that the Most High gave to Esau. All right, so with a whole lot of the Most High's help. All right, which again, the Most High is getting ready to pull the plug on Esau though. But that's how Esau took over, man, by his blessing, which is the sword. So that blessing was given to Esau to conquer the world, not to you jakes. All right, again, the Lord Yahweh Shah said, whoever lives by the sword should perish by the sword, man. All right, you jakes are planning on living by the sword. You're putting your trust in the gun, which is off, man. Completely and utterly off. We're supposed to go to the Most High. You jakes are going to figure that out. You run out of bullets, or Esau starts sending drones, or sending out pocket nukes, or sending in Terminator bots. You're going to figure out quick that, you know, the sword ain't for you, man. The sword wasn't set up to help you. It was set up for Esau to take over the world, which he's done. Now his time, now he's going down. But now you jakes out there trying to put your trust in the sword, and you're going to perish, man. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 6. For to be carnally, let's go ahead and read it. Romans chapter 8, verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death. All right, to be carnally minded is death. Taking up, start a militia, start a gun club. You know, get Jake in the gun classes so they can learn how to shoot to protect themselves. Jakes are going to get mowed down, man. All right, Jakes can't mess with them. You might be able to take out a few of them, but them UN troops. But again, Esau ain't even got to do that. Esau just put drones in the air. And wherever you niggas are hiding out at, he just send a drone over there and just take it out. Or send in robot dogs with rocket launchers attached to the back. That's all he got to do. He ain't got to waste time sending him because he's going to do that too. The scriptures speak about martial law. But he really ain't got to waste time doing that. All right? He just send a drone and take you niggas out. But to be carnally minded is death. All right? But if you jakes are trusting in the gun, you're carnally minded and you're going to get put to death. But to be spiritually minded is peace. His life is minded is life and peace. All right, it's supposed to be spiritual, man. Trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Verse 7, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh. Right, because we're supposed to trust in the Most High. The Most High wants us to trust in Him, not to put our trust in a gun. That's enmity with the Most High. All right, the Lord said, fear not, I will help thee. That worm Jacob. Because we're defenseless. We have nothing here. Only thing we got here is the Lord, and the Lord's going to help us. All right? Against Yahweh. The Lord said, the Lord scriptures speak about spiritual powers. Isaiah 40, Jeremiah 51. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. With thee I will break in pieces. The Most High is going to give His elect men that power to defend themselves, man. So we're supposed to just trust in the Most High, man. Not in a firearm. Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be. Right, so again, to be carnally minded is death, man. You jakes out there that are trusting in the gun, putting your faith in the gun, all right, you're gonna get moved down, man. Again, why African Americans taking up arms? You jakes are gonna get hurt, man, in the worst way. You can't mess with this devil, man, and this blessing, man. Most High set the gun up for him. The blessing of the sword is for Esau. All right, you ain't gonna be able to fight Esau with that, man. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Rekah Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And third of all, I want to give peace and safety to you brothers pushing this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm saying shalom.